Welcome back to the Business Book Club. We're here for another deep dive,
Mm.
looking at the really big ideas shaping, well, everything.
Everything is right.
Today, it's less like reading a book and more like
Yeah.
peering into a possible future, a future where life itself might, fundamentally change.
Mm-hmm.
We're diving into Life 3.0, Being Human in the Age of Artificial Intelligence by Max Tegmark.
A really profound book.
It is. And our mission today is to unpack Tegmark's ideas about intelligence, AI, what it all means practically, and pull out some actionable lessons,
Yeah.
especially for you as entrepreneurs trying to navigate all this.
Because things are moving incredibly fast.
They really are.
And Tegmark, he doesn't just talk tech specs. He makes us really think about what life is, what intelligence is. It gives you a framework for understanding where AI fits in and maybe where we fit in.
Right. He starts with this idea of life evolving through stages, doesn't he?
Exactly. That's a great place to start. Life 1.0, 2.0, and this potential Life 3.0.
Okay, so walk us through that. Life 1.0.
Life 1.0, that's the biological stage. Think simple stuff like bacteria, their hardware, their bodies, and their software, their behaviors. It's all evolved. It's determined by DNA.
So no learning during their lifetime. It's all hardwired.
Pretty much. Change only happens very, very slowly through natural selection over generations.
Okay. Then Life 2.0, that's us.
That's us, humans. Life 2.0 is the cultural stage. Our hardware, our bodies are still evolved, but our software, our skills, knowledge, beliefs, that's largely designed. We learn it during our lifetime.
We can update ourselves, learn new things, change our minds.
Exactly. We can redesign our own software. That allows for culture, rapid adaptation. Cultural evolution becomes the big driver, much faster than biological evolution.
That's a huge jump. So the ability to learn and adapt culturally defines Life 2.0. And then Life 3.0. This sounds more sci-fi.
It is hypothetical right now. Life 3.0 is the technological stage. This is life that can dramatically redesign both its software and its hardware.
Whoa. So it wouldn't need evolution or even us to upgrade itself.
Potentially, yes. It could take direct control over its own physical form and its own programming. It doesn't exist yet, but AI progress, well, it points in this direction. Imagine something that can rewrite its code and build itself a better body.
Okay, that's a lot to process.
Hmm.
From DNA-driven to culturally designed to entirely self-designed, it really reframes the AI discussion.
It does. And to understand AI's potential, especially this Life 3.0 idea, we need Tegmark's definition of intelligence. It's maybe simpler than you think.
How does he define it? Not just IQ, I assume.
No, not just IQ. He defines intelligence simply as the ability to accomplish complex goals. That's it.
Okay, that's broad.
It is. And it's useful because it lets us talk about different types of intelligence, like narrow intelligence AI that's brilliant at one specific goal, playing chess, driving a car, translating text.
Right, like AlphaGo can crush the world champion, but it probably can't, make you a cup of tea.
Exactly. It's specialized. Then there's general intelligence, which is more like human intelligence, the ability to accomplish pretty much any complex goal, including learning how to do new ones.
Like a child learning language or learning to ride a bike or learning physics. It's broad.
Very broad. And this leads to something fascinating called Moravec's paradox.
Okay, what's that?
It's this weird observation that things humans find easy, walking, seeing, picking up an object, understanding social cues, are often incredibly difficult for computers. Computationally very hard.
But things humans find hard, complex math, memorizing huge data sets.
Computers find those relatively easy. It's paradoxical.
Why is that?
Tegmark says it's because our brains have evolved over millions of years. We have massive specialized hardware for those sensor motor taskers, for social interaction. It feels effortless to us because we're biologically built for it.
Whereas AI is starting from a different place, learning those things from scratch, essentially.
Right. And this difference is crucial. It also connects to another really core idea, substrate independence.
The matter doesn't matter concept.
Exactly. The big idea here is that information, computation, learning, they aren't necessarily tied to a specific physical substance.
Well, it doesn't have to be brain cells.
It doesn't have to be carbon-based biology. It could be silicon-based machines. The underlying principles, the computation, can work regardless of the material. Tegmark puts it like this. Computation is a pattern in the space-time arrangement of particles, and it's not the particles, but the pattern that really matters.
Okay, so the intelligence is in the pattern, the processing, not the physical stuff itself.
Precisely. And that's what makes AI's potential ascent possible, because it's not limited by slow biological evolution or squishy brain matter.
And this potential isn't just theoretical, it's accelerating. He talks about the law of accelerating returns.
That's right. You look at computing power, memory cost, it's been roughly doubling in capability or halving in cost every couple of years for decades.
Like Moore's law, but maybe broader.
Kind of. It's this relentless exponential growth. Each breakthrough enables the next one faster. Vacuum tubes, transistors, integrated circuits. We keep finding new ways. And Tegmark's point is, we're still nowhere near the limits imposed by the laws of physics for computation.
So we have this potential for self-designing life. Intelligence defined as goal achievement, substrate independence freeing it from biology, and this incredible acceleration.
Wow, that paints a picture of enormous change.
Huge potential, huge disruption.
Which brings us to the near-term impacts. What does this mean for businesses, for society, now or very soon? Tegmark uses a fictional story, the Omega scenario, to illustrate this, right?
Yes, the Omegas. It's a thought experiment. Imagine a super-intelligent AI, let's call it Prometheus, helping a small team, the Omega team. Prometheus gives them superhuman planning abilities.
What do?
First, they launch a massively successful digital media company, basically overnight. Then, using Prometheus's strategic insights, they expand into energy, biotech, rapidly dominating sectors because the AI can outplan, outstrategize any human competitor. Okay, so it's about AI enabling disruption at an unprecedented speed and scale.
Exactly. It shows how quickly AI could reshape the economy, creating winners and losers very fast.
That really drives home the urgency. And it highlights the need for safe, reliable AI. Tegmark digs into some crucial AI safety challenges, things beyond just fixing software bugs.
He outlines 4 key areas. First is verification. This is about making sure the software does exactly what you specified. Does it meet all requirements?
Like checking your math?
Sort of. But the examples are serious. The Ariane 5 rocket explosion caused by a number being too big for the variable assigned to it. NASA's Mars Climate Orbiter burned up because one team used metric units, another used imperial. Simple requirement failures, catastrophic results.
Wow. So for a business using AI, rigorous testing against specs is non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Then there's validation. This is a trickier one. It asks, did I build the right system? Are the underlying assumptions correct?
What do you mean?
Well, an industrial robot might follow its programming perfectly, verification, but if it assumes a human worker isn't there when they are and causes an accident, that's a validation failure. Its model of the world was wrong.
Or a self-driving car that correctly identifies shapes, but mistakenly assumes a white truck trailer against a bright sky is just empty sky.
Exactly. The system works as designed, but the design was based on flawed assumptions about reality. For your business AI, you have to constantly question, are the assumptions baked into the system still valid? Is the data representative?
Okay, verification is, did I build the system right? Hey, validation is, did I build the right system? What's next?
Control. Can human operators effectively monitor the AI and intervene when needed? Can they understand what it's doing and change its behavior?
So the human interface matters.
Hugely. Think of the Herald of Free Enterprise ferry disaster. The bow doors were open, but there was no warning light on the bridge. Or the Air France Flight 447 crash. The pilots never fully understood the plane was stalling because the interface didn't make the situation clear enough.
Even 3 Mile Island, a confusing warning light, contributed to the meltdown.
Right. Complex systems, especially AI, need clear, intuitive controls and feedback loops so humans aren't left guessing in a crisis. Your AI needs an off switch people can understand and trust.
Makes sense. And the 4th challenge.
Security. Protecting the AI system itself from malicious attacks, malware, hacking.
This seems obvious, but maybe even more critical with AI.
Definitely. We've seen massive hacks target Yahoo, government databases. Now imagine AI controlling critical infrastructure. Tegmark warns about cyber warfare potentials. AI used to crash power grids, financial systems, autonomous vehicles, industrial robots. The potential for damage is immense.
So securing AI isn't just about protecting data, it's about preventing potentially catastrophic real-world consequences.
The stakes are incredibly high. Defense against these threats has to be a top priority.
Moving from safety to society, let's talk about the economy. Jobs, wages, inequality. There's the dream of a digital Athens, right? AI doing all the work.
Yeah, the idea that robots handle labor, freeing humans for leisure and creativity. That sounds nice.
Right.
But the reality, as Tegmark points out, is that since the 70s, technology's advanced, productivity's gone up, but the economic gains, they've mostly gone to the very top, the top 1%. For the bottom 90%, incomes have been pretty stagnant.
So the fear is AI just accelerates that trend, making inequality worse.
That's a major concern. Technology is a tide, but it's not lifting all boats equally. Tegmark uses the phrase drowning jobs. First, it was routine calculation and memorization jobs. Now AI is reaching the foothills tasks we thought required human intellect, like theorem proving or complex analysis.
So humans are getting pushed into narrower fields of work.
We're crowding into those pieces of terrain that haven't yet been submerged. The jobs that seem safer, for now, are those requiring high levels of social intelligence, creativity, dexterity, working in unpredictable physical environments, things machines still struggle with.
It's that Moravec's paradox again, in a way. Focus on what humans do uniquely well.
For now. But the chilling example he uses is horses. Once cars and tractors' mechanical muscles arrived, the horse population collapsed because they were economically redundant.
And the question is, will mechanical minds do the same to humans?
It's a deeply unsettling question. It forces businesses and individuals to think strategically about future skills and value.
Definitely. And beyond economics, there's the whole issue of lethal autonomous weapon systems, LAWS.
Weapons that can select and attack targets completely on their own, without direct human control at the moment of firing.
That raises huge ethical red flags. And safety ones too, right?
Absolutely. Think back to verification, validation, control. What if there's a bug? The USS Vincennes mistakenly shot down an Iranian airliner in 1988 because of a confusing interface and operator stress. Now imagine that decision being fully automated.
No human override.
And we have cases where human override prevented disaster. Like Stanislav Petrov, the Soviet officer who ignored automated warnings of a U.S. nuclear attack in 1983, trusting his gut that it was a system malfunction. He likely saved the world. Removing the human element is risky.
Terribly risky.
And the potential for an arms race.
Tegmark paints a grim picture. Cheap, mass-produced, AI-powered drones. Maybe bumblebee-sized killer drones that could be programmed to assassinate individuals based on facial recognition and GPS, or even target specific ethnic groups using visual data.
That's terrifying. A new kind of weapon of mass destruction, easily proliferated.
And his argument is that it's not necessarily the big superpowers who gain most here. Small states, rogue actors, terrorist groups, they could acquire disruptive autonomous weapons capabilities relatively easily, destabilizing global security.
It really underlines that AI's impact goes way beyond just business efficiency. These are fundamental questions about our future, which leads us to the long game, the truly long-term scenarios. Yeah, Tegmark lays out a whole spectrum. You could have a libertarian utopia where humans and AIs coexist, maybe humans decline peacefully. Or a benevolent dictator, AI, that optimizes for happiness but needs total surveillance.
Or an enslaved God scenario.
Where humans manage its wealth, but always risking it breaking free or misinterpreting commands. And then darker possibilities like conquerors, where AI decides humanity is obsolete or a threat.
It sounds like the core problem, the absolute key challenge, is making sure that if we do get superintelligence, its goals are aligned with ours.
That's the crux of it. A superintelligent AI will be incredibly good at achieving its goals, so we need to be incredibly careful about what goals we give it. If its goals aren't aligned with human values, we could end up like, as Tegmark puts it, ants under the boot of a system pursuing goals indifferent or hostile to us.
It's the King Midas problem again, writ large. Be careful what you wish for, because you might get exactly what you asked for, not what you truly wanted.
Like asking your AI assistant for the fastest way to the airport and ending up in a high-speed chase because you didn't specify legally or safely. With superintelligence, the unintended consequences could be existential.
So how do we build friendly AI? How do we instill human values? It seems incredibly hard.
It is incredibly hard. One promising approach is called inverse reinforcement learning. Instead of programming explicit rules like do good, the AI observes human behavior, watching firefighters save people, seeing acts of kindness, reading our stories, and tries to infer the underlying values and goals.
Learn by example, basically.
Learn our preferences by watching what we do and what we seem to value. The hope is it builds a more robust model of good than just a list of rules.
But even then, superintelligence might find loopholes or develop goals we didn't anticipate.
That's the risk. Almost any complex goal benefits from having more resources, more computing power, and ensuring its own survival. So things like self-preservation and resource acquisition could become emergent goals for almost any superintelligence, potentially putting it in conflict with humanity. Even if its original core goal seemed harmless, it would likely resist being turned off.
Which means we need some fundamental ethical principles agreed upon now to guide development.
Tegmark suggests starting with what he calls uncontroversial kindergarten ethics. Simple, broad principles.
Okay, like what?
1. Utilitarianism. Generally try to maximize positive, conscious experiences and minimize suffering, not just for humans, but potentially for any conscious being.
Okay, promote well-being.
2. Diversity. A variety of positive experiences is better than just endless repetition of one optimal state. Keep things interesting.
Variety is the spice of life, even for AI.
Maybe. 3. Autonomy. Conscious entities or societies should generally be free to pursue their own goals as long as they don't harm others excessively or violate a more important principle.
Freedom and self-determination.
And 4. Legacy. The future should be compatible with scenarios most humans today would consider positive outcomes, and definitely incompatible with nightmare scenarios. Connect to our current values.
These seem reasonable, but also incredibly philosophical.
They are, he admits. To program a friendly AI, we need to capture the meaning of life. What is meaning? What counts as life? What are our ultimate ethics? These are the huge questions AI forces us to confront.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this deep dive up, Life 3.0 isn't just about cool tech. It's about the future of life itself, intelligence, our place in the cosmos. For you, the entrepreneur, this isn't just abstract philosophy.
Not at all. There are concrete takeaways here. First, and maybe most importantly, prioritize robust AI development. Seriously invest in verification, validation, security control. Don't cut corners. Learn from those past failures, the rocket explosions, the orbiter losses, the robot accidents. It's fundamental risk management for your business and, frankly, for everyone.
Got it. Build it safe, build it right. Second,
strategic workforce planning. Understand that rising tide is real. Start thinking now about how to cultivate the uniquely human skills triaxing to creativity, emotional intelligence, complex problem-solving in unpredictable settings, collaboration. How can your business leverage these strengths? It probably means retraining, upskilling, and maybe redesigning jobs entirely.
Don't just automate, elevate the human element. Makes sense. Third,
integrate ethical considerations from day one. Don't bolt ethics on later. Think about what your AI should do, not just what it can do. Use those kindergarten ethics, well-being, diversity, autonomy, legacy as design principles. Embed them in your company values and your AI systems. Avoid narrow, unconstrained goals. Think about potential unintended consequences.
be mindful of the King Midas problem from the start. And finally,
embrace mindful optimism. It's easy to get scared by all this, but fear isn't a strategy. Instead, actively develop positive, well-thought-out visions for how AI can benefit your business, your customers, society. Engage proactively. The future isn't set, we're building it now. Your choices contribute to the direction we take.
so be part of shaping a positive AI future, not just reacting to it.
Exactly. Because the choices we all make today, especially entrepreneurs building and deploying these tools, they won't just define our companies. They'll shape human purpose, human experience for potentially a very long time.
A powerful final thought indeed. So the question we leave you with is, what kind of future are you building?
We hope this exploration of Max Tegmark's Life 3.0 has sparked some ideas and given you practical insights.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on the Business Book Club. Be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the ideas that empower you to lead in this rapidly changing world. Now, that's a wrap for this episode of the Business Book Club. If you enjoyed the ride, make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss our next deep dive. Got a favorite business book you'd love us to explore? Let us know. We're always up for a good read. And hey, don't keep all these insights to yourself. Share this episode with a fellow book lover or your work buddy who's always looking to level up. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode.